Hey there thinkers, welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is S, and game companies are in full-blown panic mode now that gamers figured out that we have a voice. And well, surprise, it actually does matter. For years, we have been treated like walking ATMs with companies like Ubisoft pretending to listen while shoving whatever cash grab nonsense they think down our throats. Well, guess what? Now, we are more than happy to talk with our wallets. And when we're not happy, neither are they. Ubisoft is squirming in the hot seat yet again, and this time it's over Assassin's Creed Hexe, which, rumor has it, might just be the gayest installment yet. And, well, surprise, surprise, they're apparently sweating bullets over it. Like, who would have thought that a company that loves to pat itself on the back for diversity would freak out when it actually has to put their money where their mouth is? I mean, ignoring fan feedback for years and then acting surprised when people start calling you out for it? Like, who knew that was going to be a terrible strategy? But hey, we're just the ones keeping your business afloat with our insignificant opinions and our hard-earned cash. So Ubisoft, best of luck with Hexe. Just try not to pull your usual bait and switch routine, okay? Because this time we're not just watching, we're gonna call you out for it. However, I have a few things to say here, but before I do, we have a small request. If you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button, smashing that like, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. We would greatly appreciate this, since this will help us appease those YouTube algorithm gods. So, we thank you. Now, let me give you our thoughts on this, and let's get into it. Now, I know there were a lot of amazing games in the past years that pushed the envelope. But now it feels like they've just hit this let's appeal to everyone button and traded in what makes the franchise unique for mass marketing appeal. We've gone from intricate storytelling and unique historical settings to this bland cookie cutter formula designed to turn out as many sequels as possible. It's like they're trying so hard to make everyone happy that they've forgotten how to make something, well, interesting. Oh, and Ubisoft, really, bravo! You've managed to turn Shadows into a train wreck that no one could have predicted. Or maybe, just maybe, everyone did. It's almost impressive how tragically wrong this went, and the backlash? Totally deserved. Like, gamers are losing it, and not in a good way, because every single move you've made seems to scream we didn't do our homework. And seriously, trying to fictionalize someone's life like Yasuke's, and completely fucking botching it? Like, that's a bold move, but maybe not the smartest. People actually care about accuracy, especially when you're dealing with real historical figures. But no, let's just toss in some good old historical revisionism and call it a day. And let's not even start with the one-legged Tory gate, because sure, nothing says respect for culture like completely butchering a sacred symbol in a way that somehow manages to tick off both Japanese and Western audiences alike. Kudos, really. So now the game's getting slammed left, right, and center, and all that's left to say is, well, what did you expect? If you're going to play fast and loose with history and cultural sensitivity, you better be prepared for gamers to light you up. And boy, are they! It's almost like you wanted this kind of reception, honestly. Ubisoft, the mess that you made here is a gift that just keeps on giving, and not in the way that you hoped. So get this, Assassin's Creed Shadows is set to be pretty gay. At least, that's what we're hearing. Because apparently throwing LGBTQ romances is the hot new trend. Never mind the fact that the game's protagonist, Yasuke, was a real historical figure who, shockingly, didn't have any documented LGBTQ romances. But hey, why let historical accuracy get in the way of ticking boxes? Let's just rewrite history for the sake of inclusivity. And if that wasn't enough to roll your eyes at, hold on to your panties, because the game is also going to be heavy on the female characters and their storylines. Now, don't get me wrong, strong female leads can be awesome, but when it feels like Ubisoft is trying so hard to win some imaginary woke gold star, it's kind of hard to take them seriously. But wait, because Ubisoft is already sweating bullets over their next release, Assassin's Creed Hexe, which, according to rumors, is supposed to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. They are really leaning hard on this new direction. It's almost like they're competing with themselves to see how far they can push it. You've got to wonder if they're doing it for the fans or for the headlines at this point. Now, we don't have a whole lot of juicy details on this title just yet, so I am here with my cautious optimism. You know, the kind that screams, let's just wait and see, while totally rolling my eyes. But here's the kicker. What's trickling out right now isn't exactly warm and fuzzy. So here comes the rumor train. So grab your shakers because you're definitely going to need them. According to the ever so reliable Endymion, the next installment of Assassin's Creed, charmingly named Hexe, is set in the delightfully spooky Salem witch trials, which, honestly, that kind of sounds great. However, this is being whispered internally as the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. Because, of course, why not? That's precisely what this franchise needed. More flamboyance in a time of witch hunts. Are you serious? I mean, can you just picture the marketing team brainstorming saying, let's just really spice this up? It's as if they're trying to reinvent history while simultaneously giving it a fabulous twist. Like, who doesn't want a little sparkle amidst the doom and gloom of the 1690s? So while we're all just waiting to see how this all shakes out, just remember, when it comes to rumors, don't forget to take them with a heaping spoonful of salt. But hey, if you're into assassins with a flair for the dramatics, this could be your next obsession. Maybe. Honestly, what is it with Hollywood and these video game companies having this unhealthy obsession with witches lately? Seriously, it's like they're collectively under a spell or something. Every time I turn around, there's another witch storyline popping up, and none of them are worth the pixels they're made of. We had The Acolyte, Motherland, and Agatha. Like, what's with the queer witchcraft? I honestly think that they're trying to nail this whole strong, confident woman wronged by the world vibe, but let's be real here, it's flopping harder than a witch on a broomstick with a broken propeller. Instead of crafting a story that resonates, they just recycle tired tropes and think that slapping a witch on the cover will sell it. And now this new game is going to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet? As if that's supposed to be a selling point? It's like they're betting on a farm of representation without bothering to create a plot that actually engages players. Like, newsflash, if your story is just a colorful facade without any depth or substance, it's not going to end well for anyone involved. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if they started casting spells to make us forget we ever cared. I have to say this, I'm not overly thrilled, but I'm fine with seeing LGBTQ romances in video games if they're done naturally, as long as we're not talking about a forced storyline shoved in at the last minute to fulfill a quota, and if the characters actually have a connection. I'm fine with it. At the end of the day, I welcome all kinds of storylines in games, as long as they're well written and well executed. But I have no faith in activists working at companies like Ubisoft nowadays. However, the free market will determine if this will be a success or not. So, word on the street is that Hexe is strutting in with a single female protagonist, and is set to be the most gayest Assassin's Creed installment yet. Because, you know, just when you thought that it couldn't get any more outlandish, here comes Ubisoft to prove us all wrong. I mean, sure, the series has always had its fair share of fantastical elements, like who doesn't want to leap off rooftops in the name of historical accuracy? But as long as they don't try to sell this as some paragon of historical truth, I'll be fine with it. Like, let's not forget Shadows, where they boldly claimed it was historically accurate, and when clearly it wasn't. So here's to hoping they're just leaning into the chaos this time. They're promising us a feast of mysticism and visuals that will make your head spin, which probably means that they're going to completely overhaul the art style. I mean, why stick with what works when you can just throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks? And honestly, it wouldn't shock me at all if this was just a sneaky little spin-off trying to find a new narrative voice in the middle of this mess. As for Assassin's Creed Shadows, let's be real here. It will still rake in some cash simply because it's riding on the coattails of the franchise's name. But don't kid yourself, it definitely won't be the blockbuster that they're hoping for. We're in the thick of a culture war here, people. Gamergate 2 is already kicking up a storm, and gamers are so done with the DEI slop being shoved down our throats. It's like Ubisoft is living in a bubble where they think that they can just ignore the growing discontent. And internally, it's starting to look like Panic Center over there, and it's clear they lack the confidence in this title's ability to move units. Like, good luck Ubisoft, you're definitely gonna need it. So, Hexe kicked off development right as the pandering train pulled out of the station, and word has it that the developers are just laughing it up, planning to unleash a game that's bound to infuriate the fanbase. I mean, is this a video game or a masterclass in how to sabotage your own product? Like, what a brilliant strategy. If they actually want to sell this train wreck, you would think they at least want to throw a bone to the loyal fans who have been supporting this franchise for years. Assassin's Creed has been a cash cow, raking in pile of cash over the decades. Like, you would think they would want to inspire a bit of common sense. Like, instead, we've got a team that seems more interested in making a statement than actually making a game that people actually want to play. But hey, who needs to appeal to the audience when you can just alienate them, right? It's a bold new approach, clearly. The industry today is all about ignoring what fans love and diving headfirst into the deep end of questionable choices. Like, bravo. However, those are my thoughts on the rumored next Ubisoft game. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, before you go, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. As always, this is Est, and I'm signing off now, so I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!